So yesterday we saw about the Git. Okay, we done the Git setup, then we uploaded some code to the GitHub repository. So till the push operation we already saw, okay, but pulling in the other person's machine that we did not done in the last class. That will be going to show today. And in this document, it will refer we've done up to token everything we created. We push the code to, and from here we have to proceed with this.
Sir, your voice is not clear.
Is it for everybody that my voice is not clear?
No, okay, no.
Okay. So this is the repository yesterday we created and two files I uploaded here. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to log into this USA person machine. Okay. In this machine, I am going to log in. I will just copy this public IP. And I'm changing the color here a little bit. So you'll get difference between the USA and Mumbai machine. Okay, so this is the USA person's machine. Okay, or basically a new laptop. Here also the first thing what you have to do is you have to become the root user. After becoming the root user, simply have to follow this command. Here also, like in the Mumbai machine, we created a directory with the name Mumbai Gate. Okay. Here we have to create a directory with the name USA Gate. We'll go inside this directory USA Gate. Okay. Currently, this directory is a normal directory, right? Anybody remember the command to make this it as a git initialize directory? What is the first command we have to get it to make this directory as a git repository?
Git init.
Yeah, git init is the command. So simply we'll hit the git init command and it will be initialized as a git repository. Once this is initialized as a git repository, but currently there is no file present. Okay. So it is not like we are going to start the code again because we already have some file present in this central repo, right? I want to take this code from here, okay, to my this machine. So what I will do is I will copy this link, okay, copy this link of this repository, and I will hit here. I will again hit the command git remote URL. I'm adding the origin. That exact same command yesterday we were doing, and then you have to paste this URL. And this is mentioned also here also that you have to simply use the command git remote add origin and your GitHub central repo URL. So this is the command basically I am saying to my Git repository that whenever I will ask you to pull the code or push the code, so you have to push the code or pull the code from this origin location, that is this repository URL. As soon as I'm pressing enter, so they said that, okay, this is done. Now what I want to do, I want to pull the code. I will simply say git, I want to pull the code. But see, you cannot pull the code directly like this. We have a branch called master here, right? So I will simply, first time whenever I am pulling, I will say git, I want to pull the code from the origin master branch. Okay, origin is basically this URL, and I'm saying that you have to pull the code from the master branch. As soon as I'm pressing enter, they done it. Now clear it all. Do ls. Both the file came, file 2, Mumbai file 1. If we'll try to read the content, so this is the content of file 2, and this is the content of Mumbai file 1. And not only this, okay, even who committed the code like git log command, if I'll see. So see, yesterday 3 commit we did, right? On the June 14th. So this 3 commit they are also printing. Who done the commit? Mumbai employee, Mumbai employee, Mumbai employee. So we'll be able to get to know that author of all the commit was the Mumbai employee. Okay. So just keep that in mind. and even whatever the details like git, so then the commit ID, everything you can do it. Okay. And once your work is completed, like you pull the code, everything, then what this US employee will do, he will try to read this file too. Take an example. Okay. In this file too, he saw that, okay, there are 2 lines of the code he written. I'm going to write few more lines. Okay. So like this 3 line of the code again he written. This 2 was written by the Mumbai employee. This 3 line he is going to write it as a US employee. We will save this file. Okay. Again, the process will be same. Currently, this file is present in the working space. So if I do the git status command, it will say your file is modified in the working space. What we have to do, we have to move this file to the staging area. What is the command for that? Git add and then the file name. Either you can write the file name or you can simply press the dot also. Dot will going to add all the files in a single go. Then you will do the git. I want to commit this -m. After moving to the staging area, then only we are on to commit. And what I done, I updated the file too. So I'll just do updated file too. Something like this. And just I press enter. 3 insertion is done. Once the commit is also done, then the last thing what we have to do is we have to push the code. So where I will be pushing the code. So since I am pushing the code first time, so they are saying that you have to use this command git push setup stream origin master. Okay. This is the one-time process. Yesterday also I showed you. So just copy this command. Again, they will ask you the username. So my username is this one. In place of password, you can create a new token for the US employee, or you can use the same token also, whatever we created yesterday. And I will just copy this token and I will right click here and they will be able to push the code. That is it. And since we pushed this code, clear it all. So we done the changes, everything. If I'll do the git log here, so you clearly see here that the last commit which happened on the June 15, in which we given the message as updated file 2 with code. It was done by which employee? US employee, not the Mumbai employee. So they are clearly mentioned here. Similarly, if you come here and here also if you try to refresh this page, previously 3 commit was there. Now total commit will be 4. Who done the last changes? US employee done. What changes he done? In the file 2 he done. In the file 2, if I'll go in the history, we can easily able to see the last changes was happened with this message. And in this message, what he done? He added the 3 line of the code. Is it fine up to here? That we pulled the code and again pushed it from the US side.
Yeah.
Now again this code is done. Now what will happen? Again the Mumbai employee will connect. Okay, let's take an example. Become the root user, clear it all. We had a directory with the name Mumbai Git. If I'll go inside this Mumbai Git, so we'll be able to see that file 2 Mumbai file 1 is present. Okay, but if I'll see the content of the file 2, still this is the previous content only. This is not the updated code, right? And even if I'll check with the git log only, so they know only about the 3 commit. They don't know about the latest commit happened by the US employee side. Okay. So to get the latest commit, what we have to do is simply you have to say git, I want to pull the code from the GitHub repository. As soon as I'm pulling the code, they will say that one new file 2, in which 3 line is modified, that I quickly updated it. So now if somebody will read the file 2, they will get the updated code. And even if we'll check the command called git log, you'll see the last commit done by the US employee will be also displayed. So this is the process here, how we are going to follow. Okay. Hope this is clear up to all of you. How to pull the code, how to push the code. Okay. So these all things I shown you. Other than that, let me just check. Are we missing anything? So up to here, whatever I shown you, like from yesterday's class and today's class, anybody have any confusion?
I have one doubt. Okay, just I'm doing in different way. Okay, Git GUI I put now. I will open on dialog box. Okay, I'm working on that. Okay, can put Git GUI.
And again,
Git GUI.
here you want to me write it.
Yeah, Git GUI. Enter.
Hmm.
Okay, it's not coming. Okay. Now in my system, I'm working on that one. Okay, in present company I'm working. Git GUI. Okay, I put that. I open on dialog box. Okay, after that push and commit also is coming in that option.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You are using the graphical user interface for the Git that you are saying, right? So that you have to download it manually now. But currently we are just running the understanding the CLI part. That is okay.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Okay.
Yeah. But for the that GUI part, you have to download that GUI client actually. There is a client called GUI that is not downloaded in my case.
Okay.
If that will be present, then only we can use the graphical user interface. This type of the page you are talking about, right?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. So this is a
Just no need to just enter the comments and also just go and just click that commit and push also is coming in the one dialog box.
yeah, that we understand. Okay.
Yeah.
See, this is the graphical user interface is the for making it easier. Getting it. Okay.
Yeah.
But if you don't know like what is happening in the background, how to move it in the string, how to commit, so that is the important, right? Once if somebody will know the CLI, then graphical user interface will take half a day time, right? We'll be easily able to do that. Okay, we have to do this button. So check out this button to commit, this button to remove, something like this, right? We can easily able to see it. So that is open. Our more focus here is the CLI part. Okay. So okay. Now, after this, we have to understand the concept of the git ignore. What is the concept of git ignore? So sometimes what happens, I'm closing the US employee machine now. I'll be doing everything from now on in the Mumbai only. So what we want to do is take an example. So there is two file present here, right? But sometimes what happens now, you are working in a GitHub repository, you have to store some password file, okay, or you are creating some type of the temporary file, okay. And when you are creating some temporary file or you are creating some password file where you are storing the password, everything for your user reference, okay. But by mistake, what you done is you done the git add command and you done the git commit. So what will happen in that case? Whatever the password file, whatever the temporary file you created, okay, that is the only useful for you that you are uploading it to this GitHub repository, okay. And since you uploaded that password file or that particular file here, so it will be publicly available, right? All the other person who is having the access of this repository, they will be able to see that, okay. But there are some company members, like each company members will have a different password, different token that we have to maintain it in our local computer only, but we don't have to push it to the central repo, okay, or basically to the GitHub site. In that case, how we can do it? Or sometimes we write some a specific file, that file I don't want to upload it to the GitHub, that is only for our local purposes only. So in that case also, if you want to create that type of the file, so there is a concept called git ignore. So to use the git ignore, what you have to do is first you have to create a file with the name git ignore itself. Okay, you cannot change the name. It should be start with the dot and its spelling should be exactly same git ignore. Okay. When you create this file and make sure this file is starting with the dot name only. Okay. And inside this file, you have to write something. Like take an example, I'm saying to this file, git ignore file, that if any file, okay, if any file is starting with the word password, okay, after password, it can be anything, password.txt, password.css, password.java, something like that. Then you have to ignore that file, okay. Similarly, I am saying that if any file is starting with any name, but if it is ending with the .css file, okay, so what you have to do is you have to ignore that particular file. Okay, similarly, I'm saying if any file is starting with the star and it is ending with the .txt file, you have to ignore that particular file. So something like that, I say. So basically, when I written these three things, so git ignore is going to ignore the password file, ignore the file which is going to end with the .css or .txt. To simply save this file, once your git ignore file is created, So simply you'll check the git status. They will say that a new file got added with the name .gitignore. So again, the same thing. You have to add this file. Okay. And then you have to commit this file. And just give the message something like ignore file added. And simply do the git push. Give the username. Give the password. And since we uploaded this gitignore file, so now if I'll refresh this here, a new file will be visible here, .gitignore. So make sure you added the gitignore file and you committed the file. Once you commit this file, then only from the next time Git is going to ignore that. Okay. So in the gitignore file, we mentioned about the three files, password, CSS, TXT. Now you see one interesting thing here. Currently file 1 is there, file 2 is there. If I'm going to create a file 3 here, okay, like touch, I want to create a file 3. So what is happening is, if I'll say git status, so they are saying a new file got created with the name file 3. Okay, as soon as I created the file 3, they are saying git status command that a file 3 got created. Okay, and that is true also. But here file 3 is there. Okay, now take an example. I am creating one more file, touch password. Okay, and inside this password file, I am writing some data, password, secret data, something like that. So we created a file with the name password. Okay, and we stored some secret data inside this. Now if I'll do the git status, Git will say I don't know anything about the password file. I know only one file got added, that is the file that you added in the previous step that is not committed till now, but I am ignoring the password file. Why so? Because we mentioned in the git ignore file that I have to ignore the file which is starting with the word password. Similarly, if I'm saying that if any file is starting with the .css extension, it doesn't matter. Your starting name can be anything. Okay, a.css, b.css. But if this file is ending with the CSS, then if somebody will ask me about the git status, I'm not going to request. Other than this three, if any other file is going to come, then I will get to know that that file we have to make it tracking enabled or anything. That's why I will show it here. So this is the thing. So from now on, what will happen is, even by mistake, there are so many files here, right? And if I'll do git add dot git commit -n added file 3 git push username password. So we uploaded it, and since we uploaded it here, so you'll see that file 3 is visible, but no password file came. Okay, not CSS file came, and that is the benefit of the git ignore file. So whichever file you want to ignore it, simply what you have to do is you have to give that file name inside the git ignore and commit this file. Once you will commit this file, so whenever a new file will be created, Git is always going to read this git ignore file. And if that file is present inside this ignore file, then they will ignore that. That is the only thing you have to understand. So is this clear? Git ignore part? All of you?
Yes.
So this is about the git ignore. Okay, try to practice it. Git ignore. Now there is one more concept called git. Whenever we are doing the git log, okay, whenever I'm doing the git log, so we are seeing that all this commit ID happen, right? If somebody want to find, like there are so many commit ID here, right? Now, if I want to find that git, I want to find the log, but I want to find only the log in which grep is basically a message in which in the message it is written as ignore. So only one commit ID is there in which message is written as ignore. As soon as I will press enter, they will just find a single commit ID in which the ignore is written. Okay. So like this way, you can also find it. Okay, with the help of the message, if there are so many commit IDs, which commit ID we are referring to. I want to find any commit ID in which ignore related message is there. So this is the commit ID. And since the message is ignore related, so now if I will say git so, and I know that this is the commit ID who done for the ignore purpose, I will just copy this ID and I will paste it here, press enter. I will clearly see that somebody created a .git ignore file in which they added this three file. And since they added these three file names, so they are going to ignore it. So easily you will be able to find. Okay, now we have to understand the concept of branching. So anybody here who already know about the concept of branching anything?
Yeah, I know that branching.
Okay. So, but do you know like how many branches we can create in a single repository? Is there any limit or something?
No,
Sorry? Hello?
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, what is the question?
I'm saying that do you know like how many branches we can create in a single repository? Is it there any type of the limit or something? Or how is
Git
it?
branch, right?
Yeah, GitHub branch. How many
Yeah.
number of maximum branch we can create inside a GitHub repository?
That I don't know. Yeah.
But you worked on the Git branch, right? Some of you said. So you should
yeah,
know. Actually, there is no limit, right?
yeah, that
Anybody
is
can
not.
create any number of branches. So that thing I remember. There is no limit. And from a single parent branch, we can create any number of the branch. And even from the child branch, we can create another child branch. Okay. So like this way, we have to understand. So branch, how the branch is going to work. Okay. So basically to understand what helping us in the branching is currently you'll see that this is the GitHub repo we are talking about. And in this GitHub repo, only one branch is there. That is the master branch. Okay. Only one branch is there. That is the master branch. But in the production related environment, what happens is there will be a single branch with the master or main branch. Okay. And in that branch, the original code is there, like which code is currently running in our application. Okay, that will be present in the master branch. And if there are five developers are working in a company, so we cannot give the access to all the five developers to same master branch, right? Because if all of them are keep changing the code directly in the master branch, and if something wrong code got uploaded due to some mistake or something, right? So entire our application will be going to be crashed. Okay. I don't know some people noticed here or not, but sometimes what happens is even if you are using any application, okay, like you are using any Facebook application, WhatsApp application, or something like that. So in that case, what happens? Sometimes some type of the error occurs, right? You are not able to update the status. You are not able to send the message. You got some unwanted notification on your mobile phone. Okay, that is not required. So this type of the things happens. Why? Because there are some types of the bugs came in the master branch code. Okay, and that's why that bug is affecting our application. So that's why what usually people do is, like if there are five developers, right? What I will do is I will add all the five developers are assigned with five different tasks. Okay. Somebody is working on the video feature, somebody is working on the audio feature, somebody is working on the payment feature, something like that. So we'll create five different branches. Okay. One for payment feature, one for video feature, something like that. And whatever the developers like assigned to that particular project, they will be writing their code in that particular branch only. Okay. And when they will be writing the code in that particular branch, okay. So just give me a second. Just wait for 2 minutes. I have to receive a parcel and I'm coming back. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Just,
Okay, okay.
just wait for 2 minutes. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was saying about that branching part. So whatever the work that particular developer want to do, he will do it in that particular branch. Okay. So even if something wrong will happen, so main branch is not going to affect it, master branch is not going to affect it, that error will happen in that particular branch. And in every company, there will be a manager who is going to do the pull request review, everything, or merge request review. Once he will satisfied with the code, right? That whatever the code written by that particular developer is working perfectly fine, it is tested well, then only they will merge the code to the master branch. Okay, so this entire process is there. So that's why if you'll see here in this part, here we talked about there will be a master branch in the company, okay, which containing all the original files. Okay, there will be so many commits will happen. Okay, at this point we had some other person, right, who is working on that particular project one. So we'll create a branch one. Now what this branch one will have, this branch one will have all the files which was present in the master branch until this stage. When we created this branch at this point, okay, so already 3 commit was there, right? Index.html, CSS file, and ABC file. 3 file was present. All these 3 files will be present in the branch one. Okay. And since all these 3 file is present in the branch one, and now what he done is he added one file, MNP file. Okay. And he deleted this ABC file. So he is doing it in his branch one. This master branch is remain unaffected. In the master branch, still that ABC file is present. Okay. But he here deleted that ABC file and he added one more extra file with the name MNP file. He retained the code, he done some commits, like he done 2 to 3 times changes everything. Then he created the merge request. Okay. Once he will create the merge request, manager will come here, he will review the code, he will see that okay, he removed the ABC file and in place of that he is creating a file with this name. And in that he added some extra feature also. And it looks great. Then only he will merge the code to the master branch. Now this master branch will not have this ABC file and in place of that they will have the MNP file. But other than that, during this process was happening, somebody in the master branch created a XYZ file also. So that file will be still present. There is no any effect in that. Okay. So whenever you are merging the code, everything, that time only you have to take care, like which file you want to merge it. Is this file is going to affect our master branch or not? All these things is taken care by mostly by the senior official in the company. Okay. And they cannot give the access to everybody to merge the code directly in the master branch. Okay. Because for the company, master branch is the main branch where all the application code is written there. If something wrong will happen, entire customer is going to be affected. Okay. So that is the thing. And the another benefit of the working with the branch concept is the parallelism. What is the parallelism here? So take an example, you joined in a company, okay, in that company already there are more than 50 files are present in the master branch, okay. Now there are 3 employees joined for 3 different tasks, okay, they are going to do. So what manager done is they created one branch for each employee, okay. So now employee 1 will got the branch 1, employee 2 got the branch 2, employee 3 got the branch 3. And since all the branch got created from the same stage of the master branch, so all will having the exactly same file. 50 files are present in the branch 1 also, 50 files is present in the branch 2 also, and 50 files present in the branch 3 also. Okay. Now if he done some work for next 5 days, 10 days, he added some code or something, okay. And once after adding that extra feature or something, he created the merge request. Manager satisfied with his work, he merged the code to the master branch. Similarly, employee 2 also took some more days, like 15 days or something. He also created the merge request at the last. Manager was satisfied his work. He also merged the code to this. Okay. But what if this employee 3 was working? Okay. So his work was not satisfactory. So that time only manager did not merge the code. That can be also possible. Again, he will be reviewing his code until and unless his code is not satisfactory, that code will be not merged to the master one. So here, branch employee 1, employee 2, employee 3, all are working independently, right? They don't have to depend on the employee 2 or employee 3. Whenever their work will be complete, they will merge their code in the master branch. They don't have to wait for other employee or like that. Okay, so that is the benefit of this parallelism also. Okay, so beneficial when you want to work parallelly, you can create one branch on the basis of another branch, and there is no limitation. Like take an example, this is the employee 1, right? For the employee 1, I assigned in the branch 1. Now this employee one is a senior employee of our company. Okay, and if under his employment, okay, there are three interns are working. Okay, now all the three interns will be also contributing to this project, right? So again, that interns are not going to get a specific branch from the master branch only. What they will give this employee one will create three branches. Okay, like intern one, intern two, intern three. And that three branches, they will give the access to that particular intern. Whatever the changes that intern will do, that will be merged to the branch one. Okay. And whatever the changes this branch one is getting, that will be merged with the master branch. Okay. So always understand that it is concept like there will be grandparents, there will be parents, there will be children. Okay. So if children want to do anything, they will directly talk to the parents only. Okay. And they directly not cannot directly jump to the grandparents or something. If there is a branch got created from the branch one, so they cannot merge their code directly to the master one. First, they have to merge the code to the branch one, and this branch one can merge the code to the master one. Is this making sense? The flow?
Yes, yes.
Like child branch only going to be merged with the parent branch. That is the only thing. So for this intern one branch, the child branch, parent branch will be the branch one. Similarly, for branch one, the parent branch will be the master one. So like this way, you have to understand. So see, if we try to understand now how this branch works. So for example, this is the main one, right? This is the main line you see here, master one. Okay. So what will happen is, if we want to do some work here in master branch, so we'll create a new branch here. So this is a new branch, right? In which we added some, tested some extra feature or something. Once we are satisfied, then only we'll merge with this one. Similarly, if we are working on some big features, so maybe we are going to commit 3 commit, 4 commit, 5 commit, 10 commits in that particular new branch. Okay. Once we are satisfied with work, then only we'll merge this branch to this master branch again. Why we are doing so? Because even if something error will come, this master branch is not going to be affected, and this will be the program file. That's why I shown you here the diagram above visualizes, okay, a repository with two isolated lines of development, one for the little feature and one for the longer or running feature. Okay, by developing them in the branches, it is not only possible to work on both of them in parallel. So if some of the employee can work on the little feature also, some of the employee works on the big feature also, and even master branch, it is working perfectly fine. But also you will keep the main master branch free from error. And even since you are working parallelly in two different features along with your master branch, still some error or something you will commit. So it is not going to affect your master branch or your application. Okay, that is the benefit of this. And in the real world scenario, mostly each task has one separate branch. We don't combine different tasks in the same branch. Okay, to do this. And whenever you are done with the code, you will merge other branches with the master branches. Okay, it will be useful for your parallel development. You can create any number of branches. There is no limit on that. Changes, whatever the changes you are going to do, that will be affected in that particular branch only. It is not like you are doing the changes in the branch one and it is affecting your master branch. It is not going to be possible. By default, in the Git, the branch is the master branch only. Okay. Files created in the workspace will be visible in any of the workspace until you commit. If you try to understand this line, what this line is saying is, uh, so what this line is saying is files created in workspace. So I said you that there are three spaces there, right? Working space, staging area, and commit area. Okay. So I said you that anybody remember Git start to track the file from which area? From when Git will start to track your file? From working space, staging area, or commit area? Anyway, I said you right yesterday. Git will start to track your files, like what are the changes you are doing inside the file from which area, working space, staging area, or commit area.
Working space only, right?
Working space they will not track, right?
Yeah, that is local location.
The working space is basically the location where somebody editing the code, right? And it was always
Correct.
in the red color there, right?
Yes,
And they
yes.
said that if you want to track the file, you have to use a command called git add. Whenever we are running the git add command, they were clearly mentioning that you have to use the git add command to enable the tracking. That means tracking is getting enabled from the staging area. Okay. Now
Okay.
they say that whenever you are creating a file in the working space, right? So Git is not tracking this file, right? If your file is present in the working space. So it doesn't matter when you created the a.txt file or something in the working space. So if Git is not tracking this file, then how Git will know that this file belongs to which branch? Whether this belongs to the master branch, whether this belongs to the branch one, Git will be not able to rectify. Is this making sense? Because Git is not tracking this file. Okay. So whatever the file you are keeping it in the working space, okay, that will be not tracked by the Git. And since it is not tracked by the Git, so this file will be visible in all the branches. It will be visible in the master branch also. It will be visible in the branch one also, branch two also, like that. But if you want that this file will be specific to one branch only, this file should not be visible in the master branch or any other branch. Okay. Then what you have to do is you have to add this file to some staging area and then you have to commit this file. Once you will commit this file a.txt in the branch one only, then when you switch to the master branch, there you will be not able to see this file. This file will be visible only in the branch one. But when this file will be added and committed, then only. But if your file is present in the working space, that time it can be visible in any of the branches. Is this making sense? Or getting confused? Are you able to understand this or not? Just tell me. So whenever we are doing the status, they say, right, that whether your file is added or not. And whenever we are creating a file, so they clearly say, like take an example, where we are creating a file, or take an example, I'm editing the file. Okay. As soon as I'm adding the content, right? So what they are saying here, they are saying currently I'm not tracking this file. If you want to track this file, you have to use the git add command. Okay, and then you have to do the commit. So when you not committed this file, so this file is present in the working space. And since this file is present in the working space, so whatever the changes you've done here, it will be visible in the master branch also, branch one also, branch two also, all the branches. Are you getting this?
Yes, I'm getting.
Okay. As soon as you move this file to the staging area and you commit it, okay, and that time you belongs to the branch one. When you run the command called git add and git commit, so then this a.txt will belongs to the branch one only. Okay, and from now on you will try to go to the master branch, you will be not able to see this file. Okay, but when this file will be present in the working space, it can be visible to anybody. That's why I written here files created in workspace will be visible in any of the branch workspace until you commit. Once your commit is done, then this file will belong to that particular branch only. Other branch will be not able to see. Okay. And whenever you create a new branch, so whatever the data will present in the existing branch or the parent branch, that will be exactly copied in the new branch. So if the master branch is having the 50 files and I am creating a new branch from it, then all the 50 files will be exactly copied in the new branch. So just put that in. Okay, so this is the thing only we have to understand in the branching concept.